Hi guys. I'm totally popping on really randomly. I wanted to share an update on my healing journey. I just got home from the gym, so don't mind my crazy hair. But it's taking me a week to kind of process what happened to me last week. And I really want to share it with you guys. It's super exciting. I still cannot believe it happened. And I know so many of you have been following my healing journey for the last 2 years. At the end of this month, on September 1st, it will be 2 years since I started my healing journey to reverse my autoimmune disorders. And as many of you know who've been following my healing journey, I successfully reversed my Hashimoto's about 6 months ago, and then it was confirmed and official, and I've been off my meds since April, and I've been doing really good, so that's really exciting. But the last part of my healing has been about healing my gut and my celiac. So for those of you who don't know, I have celiac. I've been gluten-free for about 8 years now. When I got diagnosed with my thyroid condition, within a year, I saw a functional medicine doctor, and she got me off all gluten. And so I went 8 years with no gluten, and this was like way back before gluten-free was a thing. Gluten-free was cool. There wasn't a single menu that I could order off of. Gluten-free foods, like, frankly sucked. They were disgusting. So I pretty much ended up just eating like a paleo kind of lifestyle. And then gluten-free became really popular, and I would say in the last 5 years, it's been really easy to be gluten-free. And of course, people don't understand it because they think it's just like a diet or sensitivity or lifestyle choice. But when you have autoimmune, gluten really mimics the cells that also attack whatever part of your body that your autoimmune is. So for me, anytime I had gluten, those antibodies that attacked my thyroid would feed on the gluten, they would multiply, and then my thyroid would get attacked and destroyed even more. So it was really important for me to be gluten-free, and I spent so long seeing gluten and almost like fearing it, right? Like I would look at it and be like, get it away from me, like cross-contamination. There was no bread in my house. Like if my husband ate anywhere near my house, like in the kitchen, it was like always cleaned and wiped down, because there were times where I would accidentally get gluten and it would be really, really bad. So I would feel like I had the flu. I would immediately catch a fever. My stomach would bloat really, really bad. I would feel like I was like 9 months pregnant, and my skin would actually hurt because my stomach got so bloated. I would have to take the hottest shower or bath that I possibly could that would promote sweating to like get it to come out of my system. And I just felt like I had the flu. I'd be down and out for almost 3 days. And felt like total crap. So literally like a flu-like reaction. Like my body saw gluten like a foreign invader, and it would attack it, and I would know within an hour or two of accidentally consuming gluten, like one time. And I was always very careful, you know, but there's accidents happen. I was eating queso one day, and I just thought queso was melted cheese, right? Like that makes total sense. Nope, apparently they put flour in queso to thicken it, so got really sick. Same thing with soy sauce. I didn't know that soy sauce had wheat in it, so I ate soy sauce. I got really, really sick. The last time I got gluten was about 2 years ago. Before I started my healing journey, I had went to a Whole Foods store. They had gluten-free cookies. I was feeling sassy, and I wanted to get a gluten-free cookie, and I ate the gluten-free cookie, went home, and the next morning I had to do blood work. So it was fasted blood work, and I had to stop eating at 10 p.m. and I ate this cookie around 6 p.m. Well, by 8 p.m., close to the fasting point, I knew it was gluten. The lady must have grabbed the wrong cookie. Something had happened, and I ate gluten, and I felt so sick. And then I had to fast, and I had to do this blood work the next day, and we were checking my thyroid. So like literally the thing that was attacking my thyroid was put in my body, and I had to do blood work the next morning. And that was the last time I got gluten. That was 2 years ago. From that day forward, I made a commitment that I was going to heal my autoimmune. So like I said, 2 years ago, I started my healing journey, and I focused on the thyroid. That was like my main thing, but I knew that everything stems from the gut. So in order to heal my thyroid and the antibodies and my autoimmune, I had to get into the root cause, and that was the gut. So I started doing gut healing, eliminating all crappy food, eliminating processed food, inflammatory foods, and I did that for 18 months pretty much. and like I said, reverse the Hashimoto's. Then it was on to attacking the gluten part of my sensitivity. And so I've been very cautious. I haven't been accidentally glutened in 2 years, and my husband kept swearing that that was impossible because I would go out to restaurants and I would eat out in situations that were, leery, and nothing ever happened. So he swore up and down that my gluten sensitivity was gone. But I just couldn't believe it, right? Like my whole life, I just see gluten and want to run away. I'm like, ew, get it away from me. I want nothing to do with it. But then I heard of this new product, and I have done a lot of research, and I started reading all these things that were talking about that it's not necessarily a gluten sensitivity, it could be a glyphosate sensitivity. So I didn't know what glyphosate was, of course, so I researched it. And it's a chemical that's sprayed on the crops. And so this is something I learned a year ago, before it ever broke the media, before it's now like being talked about all the time. But glyphosate is sprayed on these wheat crops, and then it gets into your body, and your body can't digest it, and now all of a sudden you have a sensitivity to gluten, but it's not gluten, it's the crap that's sprayed on the gluten. Does that kind of make sense? So I kind of knew that, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to get this crap out of my body, right? So luckily for me, during my healing journey, I was introduced to a product that actually dissolves the glyphosate out of your body. And it was like a light bulb changing moment for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could take this product, maybe I can have gluten again someday. And in the back of my head, like, everyone has like the devil and the angel. So the angel's like, do it. You go, girlfriend, do it. And then the devil was like, that's not possible, girl. Like, you're freaking like kidding yourself right now if you think you're ever going to eat gluten again. And so I keep telling myself over and over again, like, if you want this, you have to manifest it. So I set myself a goal back in June. I said, I'm going to do this product. I'm going to do loading dose. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to take it religiously every single day. If this is going to get the glyphosate out and I can eat gluten again one day, I'm going to like be mind blown. So I manifested, I put on my vision board, I'm going to Paris next month, and I could like want nothing more from my healing journey and all the hard work I've put into healing than to have a freaking piece of bread in Paris staring at the Eiffel Tower. Like, after 10 years or 9 years of not eating gluten, that would be like the most epic moment of my life. So I knew that at some point I would have to eat gluten before I go to Paris to make sure. But that, like, making that decision to eat a piece of gluten, like, oh my God, like, how could I do that to myself knowing how sick I would get, right? So backtrack a couple days. I have been taking this product for a while, and the weirdest thing started happening to me about 3 weeks after taking this product. I would watch somebody eat a piece of bread, and in the past, when I see them eating the bread, I get like disgusted. Like, I'm like, oh my God, get it away from me. Like, ugh. But in the last couple weeks, when I see someone eating a piece of bread, my like brain was working in a weird way. It was like, girl, take a bite. Just take a bite. Just do it. Like, something I haven't thought of in 8 years. It's like, every part of my being was like, you're fine. Take a freaking bite. And I like, of course, I stopped myself and I wouldn't. So I was in LA last week, and I got honored at this lunch to go and talk to the formulators of this product that I've been taking to get rid of my gluten sensitivity. And I'm sitting down at this lunch. I'd been starving. I did a workout that morning. I was so freaking hungry. Like, all I wanted was a bunch of food and a bunch of carbs. And all they had was like salad and gluten wraps and gluten sandwiches and all these things I couldn't eat. And I'm like, ew, salad? No, I need food. So they had this bowl of couscous. And I don't know how many of you guys know what couscous is, but I clearly did not know what couscous was. So I grab a big freaking portion of it, and I sit back down at my table, and I like just start shoveling this couscous in my mouth. I'm so freaking hungry. And about 3 or 4 bites in, I'm like, this is really good. Why have I never had couscous before? And then it dawned on me, I'm like, oh shit, is this gluten-free? So I quickly Google it, right? And Dr. Dana McGrady, one of my mentors, is sitting right next to me at the lunch. And I turn over and I look at her, and she's been following my healing journey and giving me the most amazing advice and has really helped me with the product that I've been taking. And I look over at her and I go, is couscous gluten-free? And she's like, no, girl. And I'm like, Oh my God, full on anxiety. Like I could feel the heat rush through my body when you start getting an anxiety attack, like full on anxiety. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like I'm in full panic mode. I text my husband. I'm like, send me good vibes, dude. I just ate a bunch of freaking gluten on total accident. I have a gala tonight. I have to wear this satin dress. Like you're going to see everything if I start bloating. And I just like had this anxiety. And then I was like, cut that shit out, girlfriend. Stop being anxious. You are doing a disservice to your body. Let your body work and digest this gluten. Like don't even give it other work to do right now. So I calmed myself down, took some CBD, and then just chilled, right? Got through the dinner, went on my day, and guess what? Nothing fucking happened. Nothing happened. I didn't get bloated. I didn't get tired. I didn't feel like shit. I put my gala dress on like 3 hours later, felt amazing and flat and great in the tummy, and like my mind was blown. Now I'm like, maybe it was gluten-free couscous, right? Like, again, still doubting the process. I'm like, there's no way. This must have been gluten-free couscous. Like, so I like start Googling brands and stuff, and it's like, no, there's no way this random Hilton in Anaheim, California had freaking gluten-free couscous. Like, there's no freaking way. So, yeah, like mind-blowing to me, right? So I know that like the healing journey worked. This product is working. I totally doubled up, obviously, on it. But getting the glyphosate and getting the freaking toxins out of your body, you guys, like, is like mind-blowing to me. If you can get the shit out, get it out, because it could do amazing wonders for your sensitivities that you might not even know you have. Like I had sensitivities to eggs and bananas that I didn't even know I had because I ate them all the time. But yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm still like processing that this happened and I was okay. And I would never go back to eating gluten every single day because I just know it doesn't have nutritional value. But there's a total hope, you guys, that I can have bread in Paris next month. The only thing is I have to try gluten again. Like I have to try it again and make sure before I go on this trip. And that's just not the right time to find out that I can't handle it. But like I'm freaking like crazy ecstatic right now, and I'm so happy to share this with you guys, and I hope that this like gives you hope. I know so many people reach out to me all the time about my healing journey, and they're considering starting their healing journey. They're doubtful if it's possible for their body. They are unsure if it's worth it. But you guys, like to be able to go to a restaurant and not fear the menu, not fear life, is the most epic feeling, and it makes every piece of healing worth it. Every time I've had to give up something, every time I've had to like not participate because I can't have this or I can't drink alcohol or whatever, it's totally worth it. So I'm so happy to share with you guys. Please leave me lots of love and encouragement. And it's definitely difficult and makes me nervous to share like this. I can get on a live and talk all day about educational stuff, but when it comes to like your own healing journey and being raw and vulnerable and sharing all these like specific details is a little nerve-wracking. So it took me a week to process. It's taken me a week to share this live, but yeah, I'm so glad it happened. Even though it was a total accident, it was meant to happen. The universe needed to force me into proving that I healed. And if you guys want to know more about my healing journey and like the gut healing portion, I'd be so happy to share it with you guys. I really encourage everyone, like the product I was talking about that gets rid of glyphosate. I have my entire family on it, especially my husband. He eats like garbage, and I know he's putting that in his body every single day. Even if you eat really healthy, like I eat clean and organic and try to be grain-free. But it's in the air, it's in our water, it's poisoning us. You guys see all the freaking posts that everyone's posting right now about the Monsanto and the lawsuit and the glyphosate being in our cereal and the glyphosate being in our tampons and water, and it's everywhere, guys. So we got to get it out. If you want more information on that, be so happy to share with you guys. And thank you for following along. And if you're just tuning in, go back and rewatch and participate in my healing journey. So I love you guys. Happy Sunday. Happy healing. And reach out if you guys ever need anything. Bye, guys.